Welcome to the Evo India Drift School. Now, plenty of you have asked us for a tutorial on how to drift, and while there are a lot of them out on YouTube, I know because I did check, none of them are really relevant to the cars that you and me buy here in India. In India, front-wheel drive hatchbacks are the bread, butter and jam. And while a lot of those videos on YouTube will be condescending and say that you can't drift a front-wheel drive car, no, you can. Okay, not drift in the traditional sense of smoke billowing out of the rear tires, but you can slide a front-wheel drive car, and that is what this video is all about, especially since now our front-wheel drive cars are really good, as exemplified by this new i20 turbo. You get a 120 bhp turbo-petrol engine, you get a twin-clutch automatic gearbox, the chassis is 100 kilos lighter, yet it is torsionally much more rigid. This is a front-wheel drive fun to drive car. So what are we going to tell you in this video? First, how to use the handbrake to make hairpin turns. Then how to use the throttle and the brakes, where to look, how much and how to apply corrective lock, and also the tips, tricks and dangers to watch out for. But before that, like this video, subscribe to the Evo India channel, because it's only out here that we are talking about the thrill of driving. Now here's the most important piece of advice we will give you all day. Do not try this on a public road. Don't put other road users at risk. Do not create a nuisance of yourself, and don't give us enthusiasts a bad name. Try, practice and perfect all of these skills on a closed-off road. And even if you don't have a racetrack near you, does not matter. You will definitely have a go-kart track in your city. And places like these, Circuit 77 in Pune, for instance, their details are below right now, so you can get in touch with them. They also rent out to cars as well as bikes, so you can go out and have fun and practice your skills on a go-kart track. And I repeat, do not try all this on a public road. And with that out of the way, let's get down to the basics. What is understeer and oversteer? In simple terms, understeer is when the front end runs out of grip, the front tires lose traction and you go nose first into the tire barriers, or in this case, our office table. Oversteer is when the back end loses traction and you go tail end first into the barriers, or spin out. And donuts, well, that's easy to do if you have a four-wheel drive or a rear-wheel drive car. In our case, we've got a front-wheel drive car, and that is what we are going to do this tutorial on.
This is the final call of desperation before you lose it all to the dark side.
Mr. Handbrake. This is your best friend when you want to slide a front-wheel drive car, and also enjoy it while it lasts, because with the proliferation of electronic handbrakes, you really can't have fun with those handbrakes. So mechanical handbrake is your best friend. Other thing, get a good driving position. Now the seat, let it go as low as it can. If you can't figure out the edges of the bonnet, get a friend to stand at the edges and learn where the edges of the bonnet are. It's an important tool to have in your arsenal. So let it go as low as it can. This i20 has adjustable height adjust seat, so as low as you can. Get a proper driving position, like I said. Let the steering come close at you. Now the rule of thumb is you put the top of your wrist on the top of the steering wheel, and you should have a slight bend in your arm. So that's good for leverage. If you have your arms outstretched, you won't be able to steer, so that's not good. Open the sunroof. It's not going to make any difference to sliding, but let the light come at you on your face, so the photographer standing outside can see a big grin on your face. The i20, it has good visibility, so it's good for doing all sorts of things. And most importantly, switch ESP off. And with that, let's get going. Now the i20 that we have here is the twin clutch automatic, and yes, even I have the t-shirt that says that real drivers have 3 pedals. But honestly, when you're doing all this, it is easier with 2 pedals. And of course, since you're going to be using the handbrake quite a bit, it might make sense for you to actually use a pair of gloves, otherwise your hands are going to look like you've been breaking stones all day. So we just get our gloves on and then we get going. Used. A lot of riling, this gloves I've seen. Right, so there are 2 ways of getting the back end on a front wheel drive car to come out. A, you can be aggressive with the steering, or B, you use the handbrake. So what using the handbrake does is it turns the tail, and that means there's less steering angle to put on. So if you saw what I did over there, basically I let the tail come out and just correct it into the slide. So basically you hold the steering wheel on the other side and then you straighten as you come in. Basically what you're doing is you're using half a turn of lock. You're going around a right hand corner, so you got your right hand on the left side of the steering wheel. You can't use both your hands because you need your left hand for the handbrake. So your right hand on the left side of the steering wheel. So you have one turn and then you straighten it. I'll demonstrate that. So DCT in sport mode, accelerate, that's it. So one turn and straighten. And that's how you made a hairpin turn. Using the handbrake actually has a practical purpose, which we will come to later on. Now, timing is crucial when you use the handbrake. If you pull the handbrake while in a straight line, it's just going to go straight. So basically, you turn the steering and then you pull the handbrake. So what happens is, you've turned the steering wheel, you've gotten off the throttle, so there is weight transfer. Your rear has gotten unloaded, so it's become light, and then you yank the handbrake to agitate the already agitated rear. So it's easy because when you pull the handbrake, the rear wheels will lock because there's not so much of weight on the rear wheels, and then the tail has to go somewhere, right? So the only way it can go is to overtake the front, and that's how you bring the tail out. So using the handbrake to go through hairpins has three benefits. First is you carry more speed through the corners. The second is you don't turn the steering as much. And the third is because your steering is pointed straight, you can get on the power earlier. So I'll show you that. So you turn the steering wheel less, and at the exit of the thing, your wheels are pointed straight, and that's why you can put down the power and the car will transfer all that power to the road and make you quicker while exiting those hairpins. So with the handbrake, you can obviously do skids, but it also has practical applications. For instance, this tight hairpin. Now, if I were to drive through it normally, you'd go through the hairpin and you won't even make the hairpin. So you'll have to reverse, which is very embarrassing on a track, and then carry on. With the handbrake, that's where the trick comes in. So with the handbrake, you can activate a slide, you can get the tail to come out, and that saves you time when you want to go around, say, a go-kart track like this. So this is a technique that a lot of the autocross drivers use, and even some rally drivers use to get the car turned in earlier. So with the handbrake, you handbrake and you're through the corner quicker. So another practical application of the handbrake turn is that you're on a narrow road, and instead of doing a 3-point turn, you just pull the handbrake and you're facing the way you came. It's a cool trick. So what do you do with the steering when you're doing these handbrake turns? So basically you want as minimal steering movement as possible. So I'll show that again. So your position of your hand on the steering, that is important. You position it in advance, and then your steering is to put the car into the turn and then correct it without having to cross up your arms. So what do you do with the throttle when you are doing skids in a front wheel drive car? Basically, you go flat on the throttle. Use all the power at your disposal. Get a bit of wheel spin to drag you out of the spin. And that's it. Just use all the power at your disposal, and be careful on these faster corners not to understeer. Another question to ask is, what do you do with the brake? Now, brake is obviously to slow down, handbrake is to initiate the slide, but in some cars, the handbrake is not that strong that it locks the rear wheel easily. So a tip here is that you tap the rear brake slightly and that activates the hydraulics and gives you better braking. So you turn in, tap it with your left foot and you get the slide easier. Show that again. So you're turning in, turn in, handbrake, tap with the left foot and you get a better slide. Timing is crucial. You have to get on the left foot precisely. If it's too early, then you kill all speed. If it's too late, then you're in the middle of the corner and you're just leaning on things. So you have to be really cognizant about timing. It's a small tip, but you have to develop some sort of feel in your left foot, and that makes it slightly easier in a few cars. So tips when you want to do these drifts. A dusty surface is better. The less traction that there is, the better for you, because it is easier for the car to slide. So dusty corners, dusty tracks, don't ask them to clean it, let it be as it is. It'll help you when you want to drift. That's number one. Number two, look where you want to go. They will tell you this with any kind of racing, rallying, bike racing, track days. Always look where you want to go. If you look at the tire barriers, you will hit the tire barriers. 9 times out of 10, you will hit those tire barriers. But if you look where you want to go, 9 times out of 10, you will go there. So see what I'm doing right now. I'm doing a handbrake turn. So I'm looking where I want to go. I'm looking at the apex and then further on to the exit apex. So always look where you want to go. Always look as far ahead as possible, and that will help you. A practical tip which they teach us when we do bike track days is move your head, and that actually works even in a car. So instead of moving just your eyeballs, if you turn your head into the corner. So for instance, if it's a left corner, you turn your head into the corner, look up, and that will help you with vision. Your eyes tell your brain what is happening, and the further you look, the slower things become in your brain, and that is very important. So if you're going to spin, and you will spin when you're trying these tricks, best is, so suppose you're spinning, just turn into the corner, turn into the spin, and you just end all of the drama in the middle of the track. Hopefully you won't hit the tire barriers or you won't go off the road. But the best is just turn into the spin and let the spin complete itself. A lot of times incidents happen, which is you're fighting the spin and then post that you lose control and you're off the road. So if you think things are going out of control, turn into the spin and end the drama right there. You need to be careful, and also remember that the car rotates around its center. Even though you're pulling the handbrake, that doesn't mean that the car rotates about its back wheels. It rotates about its center. So if you go too close to the tire barriers out here and pull the handbrake, you will hit the tire barriers with your tail because it is going to rotate around its center. So this is your car, it's rotating about here. Final tip, trust your front end. Your front end is your best friend. Be careful what the front is doing. If the front is washing wide, get off the gas, let it get traction, let it come back. If your tail is moving around, forget it, doesn't matter. The front is important. So put all your trust in the front and all your focus on the front end of the car, because that's where a front wheel drive car is going to go. And that's how you slide a front wheel drive car. Now I have to remind you, don't try this on a public road. Do it on a closed off circuit like Circuit 77 here in Pune or any other go-kart track that you have close by. What's the worst that could happen? You might rub the bumpers against the tire barriers, and that's all. But you will have a load of fun, and especially in a car like the i20 with its power, you will have a lot of fun. Let us know what you think of this video in the comments below. Give us a shout out, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and watch out for more thrill of driving videos. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to the Evo India channel and hit the bell icon to keep pace with the thrill of driving.